last night, a very good night for the Twins and their fans. They'll hope to make it 2 in a row tonight in Game 2 between the Twins and the Detroit Tigers. The Tigers start the night 2 games behind the White Sox. It's become a 2-team race. The Twins still hope to get out of 4th place and into 3rd by season's end. And welcome to Target Field, along with Bert Blylev and I'm Dick Bramer for Game 2 between the Twins and the Detroit Tigers. One thing the Twins wanted to do during the offseason was to lengthen the lineup, have a presence in the middle of the lineup, and have a threat 1 through 9. And even though Denard Span was out of the lineup last night, we've seen more and more of that.
Yeah, remember first part of the year, Ben Revere was kind of going back and forth between the big leagues and AAA. Well, he is here to stay now. He has been swinging a hot bat, especially in the month of August, but Ben Revere has really been swinging a bat all season long. And Ryan Doma, what addition he has been, a switch hitting catcher, left fielder, wherever you want to play him. He's having a very good month of August, hitting at .381. And then you need other guys to step up. Denard Span right now out for a couple days, and that has allowed Mastroeni to especially have a night like last night, but getting a chance to get some at-bats and taking advantage of those.
A lot of people thought the Tigers would run away with the Central. They haven't, and one of the reasons they haven't is they haven't gotten that deep production from their lineup, but there's nothing wrong with the middle of their lineup.
No, Miguel Cabrera and Prince Fielder, a great 1-2 combination. Now, one thing that Doduno did last night, he did a good job of handling these 2 very good hitters. Cabrera seemed like he was backing away from the plate all night long, and then Prince Fielder, all his power. He took a called third strike and then hit a little ground ball back to him. So a good job by Doduno.
And Brian Dunsing will try to do a good job tonight for the Twins. It's not just Game 2, it's Twitter Tuesday. And our guest tonight will be Twins reliever Glenn Perkins.
On Fox Sports North is brought to you by your local Northland Ford dealers. Visit your local Northland Ford dealer or go to northlandford.com. By Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. And by Bud Light Live. summer is calling.
Twins going to try to win for the second consecutive night against the Detroit Tigers here at Target Field on Fox Sports North. I'm Robbie Mikowski. Thanks for tuning in. Well, every Tuesday here on Fox Sports North, it is Twitter Tuesday. And today's guest was relief pitcher Glenn Perkins. And fans, you can partake in Twitter Tuesday. Send us your questions. Use the hashtag #AskATwin. And you never know if your tweet is going to appear on the air here at Fox Sports North. And Mary Schmidt sent us a tweet asking Glenn Perkins, since you're a fan of The Bachelor and Bachelorette, what would you plan as a one-on-one date here in Minnesota?
I think I would go to Split Rock Lighthouse up on the North Shore, just past Duluth there. One of my favorite spots. I think it's pretty neat. The water there looks like the ocean. It's a lot colder than the ocean, but it's cool blue water, and I think it would start down there with a picnic on the beach.
So a good suggestion from Glenn Perkins, a local boy. When we come back, it's Brian Dunsing. Pitch well his last 3 starts. How will he fare tonight? Find out next with the first pitch on Fox Sports North.
Twins have had one of baseball's best offenses. With speed at the top, power in the middle, and a collection of role players producing at the bottom, it's been a balanced and productive lineup. Last night, they pounded out 18 hits en route to a win over the Tigers. Tonight, it's Game 2 with Detroit, as the Twins look to keep the bats going and continue to play a role in the Central Division race. It's time for Twins baseball. Ryan Doman and the Twins last night ended a 4-game losing streak. They'll try to build a winning streak here. Darren Mastroianni with the best night of his major league career, both at the plate and in the field.
Yep, good for him. Good for him.
And the Menards batting order for the Tigers for Game 2. Austin Jackson, followed by Omar Infante, Miguel Cabrera, Prince Fielder, Johnny Peralta, Delman Young. Jeff Baker in the starting lineup tonight, Andy Dirks and Gerald Laird.
And on the mound tonight will be Brian Dunsing. He's making his 8th start. The second go-around as a starter has been a lot better for Brian Dunsing. Over his last 3 starts since being put back into the rotation, 1-1 with a very good 3.32 earned run average.
Northland Ford defense for the Twins. Josh Willingham in left, Ben Revere in center. Darren Mastroianni, who made the great catch in right field, is out there again tonight. Loof, Carroll, Casilla, Maurer, Doman in short. Same lineup the Twins ran out last night. If you get 18 hits and win by a comfortable margin, you're going to want to come back with the same lineup.
Yeah, Justin Morneau getting another night off from defense. He'll be the designated hitter as Joe Mauer, his second straight night at first base. And with Denard Span still out, it looks like Denard's going to still miss another 3 or 4 ball games. That gives Mastroianni more opportunities to continue to swing a hot bat.
Very comfortable tonight here at Target Field. Cloudy skies. We had sunny skies last night. But the Twins have a day game tomorrow and then an off day on Thursday, so Span will almost certainly sit through Thursday, and then there's an outside chance he might be in the lineup again Friday in Seattle. Here's Austin Jackson leading things off for Detroit. And Dunsing starts him down and away, ball 1. And Dunsing starting from the stretch.
Dunsing making his 9th career start against the Tigers.
1-1.
Dunsing, a guy that does not walk too many batters. 17 batters walked, 2 intentional in 73 innings pitched.
So you balance DeDuno and Dunsing, and you've got about the right number of walks issued per 9 innings pitched. Up and away, 2-1. When Dunsing made his last start, he tried the full windup at the very beginning, walked the first batter, and that was the last we saw of the full windup.
Yeah, he gave up a couple runs to the Cleveland Indians, and then the second inning, when he could work out of the windup again, he stayed in that stretch position. And people say, you know, what's the difference? Well, you know what? Dunsing has had a lot of success as a reliever. He feels comfortable that way. And about 3 starts ago against the Indians, he was out warming up for his start against the Indians. And he told pitching coach Rick Anderson, you know what? I just don't feel comfortable in the windup. Do you mind if I stay in that stretch position? And Andy said, sure, whatever it takes.
Breaking ball lifted foul. Now,
it doesn't matter whether you're in the windup or the stretch. You want to get to 1 point, and that's the balance point, straight up and down. And it doesn't matter whether you start behind the pitching rubber or, like he is right there, he's going to bring that leg up and then go toward home plate.
Full count.
Take another look right here. As that leg comes up, watch the pressure put on that back leg, and then you drive toward home plate.
Full count to Austin Jackson.
Just simplifies everything.
And he misses wide. And Jackson, who leads the team in walks, draws another leadoff walk. DeDuno walked him on 4 pitches last night. Dunsing walks him on 7 tonight. And that'll bring up Omar Infante. If the Twins determine that Dunsing will be a starting pitcher next year, at the end of this year, they may say, hey, look, you're going to be a starter. We're not going to swing you back and forth anymore. Work on the windup so you feel comfortable with it. And then he'd have all of March spring training to work on it.
Yeah, but there's really nothing wrong with what he's doing right now. I mean, if he feels comfortable in the stretch position, there are other starters that do that. Right now, it seems like a lot of pitches are up. That's a strike right there, but that's not where you want to pitch.
A strike to Infante.
Infante coming over from the Florida Marlins on July 23rd. Good baseball player.
Drops a curve on the outside corner.
This is a breaking ball right here. Starts outer half. Infante took it for a strike. So Dunsing ahead in the count.
And a fastball line foul.
Jackson with 10 stolen bases at first base in 15 attempts. 22 stolen bases last year. Tigers do not run a lot. They've stolen only 42 bases, and they've been caught 14 times. And base runners against Dunsing are 2 for 4. 2 stolen bases. Been caught twice.
Tigers struggling a little bit right now. They've lost 5 of their last 6 games. White Sox playing at least another few ball games without Paul Konerko. They're struggling right now, but the Tigers haven't been able to take advantage of that. Both teams losing last night. And another check of Jackson at first. Dunsing ahead of Infante, 0-2. Up the middle, knocked down by Casilla, and that's all he can do is keep it from going into the outfield. So Infante with an infield hit, sending Jackson to second.
Let's take a look at our GMC keys to the game. Use your defense like Duno did last night. Had some very nice defensive plays behind him. This late in the ball game, Mastroeni making a great play. Trevor Plouffe made a nice play at third. We saw Carroll's nice play. Casilla almost came up with a great play right there off the bat of Infante.
Here is Cabrera with 2 men aboard. Big swing and a foul tip. Doman hangs on, strike one.
This is the situation that Gardy was kind of talking about. You don't want to face Cabrera and Fielder with runners in scoring position.
Cabrera on the verge of his 5th straight 100 RBI season since coming over to the Tigers. One and one.
Well, 99 RBIs on the year. You can see with the runners in scoring position. That's why he has 99 runs batted in.
He has grounded into 21 double plays this year.
And Dunsing has had 12 double plays turned behind him.
1-2.
Cabrera and Hamilton 1-2 leading the American League in runs batted in, and Josh Willingham third and just one ahead of Prince Fielder.
One and two, and a strikeout for a big first out of the inning.
Cabrera chasing a high fastball, and Dunsing rearing up and putting a little extra on it. So a big strikeout right there for Brian Dunsing.
See, he got the fastball by him. So one down, and Fielder, who's bounced into 13 double plays, comes up. Slow breaking ball taken for a strike.
Fielder almost tried to stick his arm out there and get hit by that pitch. Right on top of the plate. These are the two animals in the middle part of the lineup. There's Fielder standing right on top of the plate.
There's a little dribbler, and Doman has just one play to Mauer with both runners moving up, 2 down.
Kind of an excuse me swinging butt right there, and Doman does a good job. He's the one that has to come out and do this. He just follows the ball and then gets the out. See Doman wanting that ball away, but in on Fielder, and then Doman reacting, dropping the mask, telling Dunsing he has him. He has the ball and gets the out at first.
Second and third, 2 down, and here's Johnny Peralta.
This is the position that Jim Leyland said he has tried so hard to find that number 5 hitter. He's tried so many different combinations.
8 different guys have hit there. Peralta's turn tonight.
Yeah, in last night's ball game, it was Alex Avila, the catcher.
The guy who spent most of the time hitting 5th in the first half of the year is in the on-deck circle, Delman Young, but he's had a disappointing first full year with the Tigers. And so Avila, Bosch, Young, 2-0. Dangerous pitch to a guy who's really punished the Twins over the years. And he gets it to, under the glove of Carroll, and it will score 2 runs. A hard smash, and then Carroll diving to his left looked like he might be able to gather it in. But it's a 2-run single and an early 2-0 lead.
Yeah, ahead in account or behind an account for Dunsing and ahead in account for Peralta. You know he's looking fastball, and he got it. It stayed look about thigh high, and Peralta gave a good swing on it and hit this ball sharply. Ball got past Carroll in a hurry, and the Tigers take an early 2-0 lead. Peralta driving in his 43rd and 44th runs of the year.
Delman Young takes ball 1. It has been a disappointing year for Young on a number of fronts. On base percentage of under 300. Twins fans know all too well his unwillingness to take a walk. Swing and a miss. A dozen home runs, 17 doubles. But over 400 at bats and only 46 runs batted in. To center, and it'll hang in the air for Revere, and that ends the first inning. More first inning damage for the other guys as the Tigers get 2. In the middle of the Tiger lineup, Fielder and Cabrera, those two guys make the outs, and then Johnny Peralta burns the Twins with a 2-run single.
But that's something that Jim Leyland has been looking for, that the guy to kind of protect those two guys.
Menard's batting order for the Twins the same as it was last night. Revere, Mastroianni, Mauer, Josh Willingham, Justin Morneau, Ryan Domet, Trevor Plouffe, Jamie Carroll, and Alexi Casilla.
And tonight the Twins will face a starter that has been red hot. Earlier this year, he was sidelined in May, first part of June, with a left side strain. And they say he's okay, and he is. His numbers are showing that. 4-1 with a 1.79 ERA over the last 6 starts for Doug Fister.
Ball 1 to Ben Revere, 6-7 on the year, and the Twins have beaten him twice this year. Once in the middle of May, once in early July. Revere takes a strike, 1-1.
Fister, a guy that reminds me of a lot of Jim Palmer, the way that he delivers the ball, doesn't waste any time between pitches. From straight over the top, 6'8", Doug Fister. Brings the glove over his head and then straight down.
And Revere lifts it foul, 2-2.
Now Fister has not had a lot of success against the Twins. He's 1-6 in his career, and some pretty good numbers. And really, I mean, look at Joe Mauer, only 2 for 16, but other than that, everybody else, some pretty good numbers.
And Revere on the slow breaking ball gets a piece of it.
Yeah, the Tigers hoping that Fister can be the pitcher that he was last year when they got him from the Seattle Mariners. Pfister, at the end of the season when he was traded over, he was 8-1 with a 1.79 ERA and 10 starts for the Tigers.
Look to left. Base hit, Revere. Just chips one into short left field for a leadoff single.
Well, Revere got a couple hits in last night's ball game, ended a little hitless streak. But it's a fastball. And Revere strong enough, just hitting it over the head of Peralta. Twins get their first hit.
Yeah, Pfister last year finished 4th in the American League in earned run average, half the time with Seattle, half the time roughly with the Tigers. Here's Mastroianni. Pushes a bunt. Pfister scoops and fires one away. Fielder kind of looks at Mastroianni as he comes by. Mastroianni will get credit for a sacrifice. Here's the Northland Ford defense for the Tigers. Dirks, Jackson, and Baker in the outfield. Cabrera, Peralta, Infante, and Fielder around the infield. Gerald Laird doing the catching. Don't think for a moment that Mastroianni was trying to bunt for a sacrifice there. I think he was trying to bunt for a hit, but he'll get credit for a sacrifice under the circumstances.
Well, we showed you the numbers with Pfister and Joe Mauer. Let's see how they try to work him. Pfister has had success. And let's see how they do. They work Joe inside more than maybe other people. A fastball right there for strike one.
Just from where we sit, it seems to me the right-handed pitchers that have the most success against Mauer are guys who can cut the fastball inside him. And Pfister can do that. And Revere dives back to the bag.
You know, those numbers sometimes, that's not a lot of at-bats, 16 at-bats.
Right.
I mean, in the 16 at-bats, Joe may have lined out 4 or 5 times, you know, where there were some good plays made behind him. You know, because those numbers in, say, 40, 50 at-bats, yeah, then Pfister has done something right.
Little dribbler to Fielder, and Revere moves to third. So now the Twins are looking for a 2-out hit from Willingham. And similarly, Revere gets a credit for a hit. He didn't hit the ball hard at all against Pfister leading off the ball game here. But next time we face Pfister, we'll talk about how Revere hits him well.
Well, there's what you're talking about, Dick, right there. A little cutter inside, and Joe kind of, you know, got on top of that ball to hit the ground ball.
Willingham will hit. 3 for 10 with a home run against Pfister. Pfister doesn't give up many home runs, and when the Twins beat him in the middle of May, Justin Morneau and Trevor Plouffe hit back-to-back home runs against him.
And he has given up only 9 home runs, and this is his 18th start.
1 strike to Willingham. And that slider or cutter gets Willingham to swing and miss. Two strikes. Breaking ball seemed to hang up there, but Willingham didn't get much of it.
Yeah, big slow curveball right there. Opponents hitting 258 off of Pfister. He has allowed 9 home runs. Left-handers hitting 275. Right-handers just 231.
Two strikes again to Willingham. Hard one hopper to Cabrera. And he throws to Fielder. That ends the inning. Tigers get a 2-out hit. The Twins don't. It's 2-0.
Field. I am Robbie and Smikowski. Well, Darren Mastriani last night had a career night, 3 hits, including a home run, and he made a highlight reel catch. And today I asked catcher Joe Mauer about Darren Mastriani and what impresses him about the outfielder and what he's brought to the lineup. The first thing he noted was his willingness to learn every day, each and every day. He's out early. He's taking early work. He's taking ground balls. He's taking fly balls in the outfield. And with his speed and talent, the one thing that stuck out that Joe Mauer said to me, Dick and Bert, was that we have to find a way with his speed and talent to keep him in this lineup every single day. That's not an indictment on the outfielders that the Twins have, but everything he brings, he's been able to make one heck of an impression on his manager and on his fellow teammates despite limited playing time this season.
I keep working hard, and the opportunity will come if you work hard enough. And right now, Span on the shelf for a couple of days gives Darren Mastriani a couple chances to stay hot, and he has been. What a night he had last night.
2 strikes to Jeff Baker. And a pop-up behind first. Mauer chasing it. Making the catch. Over his shoulder in foul territory, 1 away.
Well, we saw Trevor Plouffe make a play like that last night down the third base line. And here Joe Mauer, good concentration, open glove. Right at the last second, that big first baseman's glove. And the ball falling right into the middle of the webbing, and make sure with 2 hands keep that ball in there.
And Casilla right there to pick up a loose ball if it popped out of his glove. Bouncer to short, backhanded by Carroll, throws on the run, safe at first. Great play by Carroll, but Andy Dirks just barely beat it out.
Shortstop cannot make that play any better right there, unless maybe he jumped like Derek Jeter did,
Yeah.
But, at 38 years old, Carroll going to his right and just didn't get enough on that ball, but what a great play. Great effort right there. Look at that throw. I mean, it's an off-balance throw. It's right on the mark.
So a 1-out single, and Gerald Laird will hit. Laird back with the Tigers, of course, as the backup catcher to Alex Avila. Ball 1.
Yeah, Laird leaving the Tigers last year, went to the Cardinals, picked himself up a World Series ring.
Backed up Yadier Molina there. Laird hitting much better now. He's toned down his swing, trying to make more contact.
Gerald Laird, 32 years old, in his 10th major league season, came up with the Rangers in 2003, spent time with the Tigers for a couple years, then the Cardinals last year.
It's down the line, and Mastriani dives but can't get it. This is going to be trouble. Dirks will score. Laird to third, and it's a triple, and Mastriani looked like the ball hit his glove again.
I don't even think he came close to that one right there. That's where speed sometimes can get you in trouble. That's a tough play. That ball kept slicing away from him. Laird taking that ball away, and Mastriani, you can see where that ball lands. By the time he dives for that ball, you can see how far he was from that ball.
So it's a 1-out triple and a 3-0 Tiger lead. The Twins will bring the infield in.
Gerald Laird with his first triple of the year, driving in his 7th run.
And Dunsing backdoors another breaking ball, strike 1.
Yeah, you don't want to throw too many of those breaking balls right there like he did right there, because good hitters, they'll start slapping it the other way. The breaking balls up a little bit.
And a fastball fouled to the screen. Two strikes to Austin Jackson.
Dunsing needs a strikeout right here. Infield not all the way in, about halfway.
Tried to come inside, get strike 3, but it's fouled away.
Well, you mentioned last night Jackson is strikeout prone. He has struck out 98 times this year.
But he is leading the team in walks too, so he is forcing pitchers to throw it over the plate. Having a great season. 2 strikes. And a check swing foul. That might have gotten a piece of Doman.
Young man right here, only 25 years old, coming from the Yankee organization. That was that trade that brought Curtis Granderson over to the Yankees. So it was a pretty good deal for both clubs.
It's a deal that will never be lopsided regardless of what Jackson does. It'll never be lopsided in Detroit's favor, but it's a lot more even a deal than we thought a couple years ago when Granderson stepped into the Yankee lineup. There's a drive to right center, and Revere can't make that play. Mastroianni backs it up. Jackson has a double. Laird scores, and it's 4-0.
Well, right now the Tigers just hitting the ball where our quick outfielders are just unable to catch up to him. Jackson driving in his 53rd run of the year as a leadoff hitter. A breaking ball took it the other way, and that kind of kept slicing away from the speedy Ben Revere. So a couple dives by the center fielder and right fielder in this inning. Both of them have let the ball get behind them.
So a rough start for Dunsing. 5 early hits, 4 early runs. And the Tigers have 5 hits, and Dunsing's only retired 4 batters. Rick Anderson to the mound. Quick trip to the mound. We were talking about Austin Jackson and the trade. You know, early on it looked like the Yankees were clear winners in the trade. Well, now Detroit getting a very good player on the field as a result of that trade.
I think Granderson's right around 30 years old, isn't he? I mean, he's like 31, 32 in that range. Jackson just 25. He could be a Tiger for a long time.
Here's Infante. Bounce to the left side. Jackson pinned off a second, and he's out. Austin Jackson is out on a foolish base running play, and that's out number 2.
Yeah, he kind of caught himself leaning toward third base. Anytime this ball is hit to your right, Jackson thought about going back, and then he decided to go, and then the quick throw by Carroll over to Casilla. You see him hesitate right there, but then too late. So the out recorded 6-4 on the fielder's choice off the bat of Infante.
Runner at first, 2 down, and here's Miguel Cabrera. And a changeup floats outside. Cabrera with runners at first and second, nobody out. Struck out on a fastball from Dunsing. Chop to the left side. Plouffe fires to second. Gets the force play there. A couple more runs for the Tigers on 3 consecutive hits at 4-0. 4-0 Tigers. A couple of runs in the first, 2 more in the second. Austin Jackson with a run scored in the first, an RBI double in the second. We'll start for Brian Dunsing. We'll see what Morneau and the boys can do to answer in the bottom of the second inning. And there's a strike on the outside corner. As we told you before, Rick Anderson there, a little between innings clinic with Brian Dunsing. Fister's been really good as of late. So this is a tough challenge for the Twins. A really good pitcher pitching with an early lead.
Yeah, they say in Detroit he's finally healthy. Again, he had that injury on the left side, and he was trying to pitch through it, and it just wasn't working. But since the All-Star break, he has been red hot.
In the last week, the Tigers, as we said, they've lost 5 of 6, and they've had an ERA of 6.10. Morneau drives it to left center. Jackson over about a 10-12 steps makes a catch, one away. That'll bring up Domit. The NFL is back. Fox's preseason coverage begins Thursday. Bengals take on Pat Ryan and the Falcons. Then Friday, Matt Stafford and the Lions head to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Coverage of both games at 7 Central, only on Fox. Here's Ryan Domit doing the catching for the second consecutive game. And Domit takes down and in ball 1. Domit had some very flattering comments about the pitcher he caught last night. Samuel Deduno, whichever you prefer. There's a flip down the left field line, twisting away from Dirks, but he gets there. Domit saying he was really nervous catching Deduno because his ball moves so much, and then suggesting he's glad he didn't have to hit against him.
Well, he also used the word effectively wild. And, you know, we've been talking about that. You know, one pitch is over the plate, the next one could be, you know, 3 feet off the plate. But quite a performance, quite a start for the right-hander. 4-0 on the year.
And now Trevor Plouffe played his first game last night since coming off the disabled list, the only Twin to go hitless, and he takes ball 1. Two 2-0. Even though the Tigers have trailed the White Sox through the middle months of the season, a lot of people think that their time is still to come. And the main reason for me is you look at their rotation. Chicago's gotten great mileage out of some young starting pitching, Quintana and Sale. There's a drive to center, and Plouffe hits it hard to Jackson. The Tigers have the veteran starters like Fister, Porcello, and of course Verlander.
The Minnesota Twins are down 4-0, and one of the big reasons why fans would come out to see a visiting team are the two middle of the lineup guys, Fielder and Cabrera. The one thing about Fielder, when you talk about great hitters, he's a guy that uses the whole field and can change his approach to hitting for the field and the way pitchers pitch him. You see the graphic of him being able to hit the ball all over the field, hitting a lot more balls to the middle of the field, and what that does is it allows him to stay on different pitches. We saw him take some big swings last night on first pitch breaking balls. We've seen him hit the ball all over the field. And guys, this guy really likes to play the game. He's in there every single night. What a great hitter.
I mentioned last night, Prince Fielder's missed only 11 games since 2006. He and Cabrera, they do not want to come out of the lineup.
Hey, Ron, one other thing, too, and maybe the two are linked. You talk about Fielder's ability to use the whole field. We've seen Cabrera do that. Here they are, as destructive as they are, and there's a chance that neither one of these guys is going to strike out 100 times this year.
Well, Dick, that's part of it is them using the whole field. Cabrera struck out in his first at-bat, and all he was looking to do with runners in scoring position was hit the ball the other way. Fielder, we saw in his last trip into town, knowing the ballpark was playing really big, he hit line drives all over the field and didn't get a ball elevated above head high all series long. They're just really impressive the way they go about their work in batting practice, but in the game, they're just RBI machines.
And you look at this guy, he's about less than 6 foot tall, probably 280, but boy, he is one strong human being.
Full count from Dunsing, and a swing and a miss. So both Cabrera and Fielder have struck out against Dunsing here. For Cabrera, his strikeout was number 66. For Fielder, that's just the 57th strikeout of his season.
Yeah, good fastball, good location, and Fielder just swung through it. So Dunsing picking up his second strikeout.
Just to put that in some perspective, Joe Mauer has 61 strikeouts. Prince Fielder has 57.
Guys, I'll tell you one thing. Brian Dunsing, even though he's throwing from the stretch, Bert, and you've talked about this, both of those strikeouts were on good fastballs running up and out of the zone. He's got some really good life on his fastball tonight.
Well, 1-1 to Peralta.
This start a lot like his last start when he faced the Indians in Cleveland. He gave up a couple runs in the first, 2 unearned runs in the second, found himself down 4-0. He ended up losing that ball game 6-2. But he pitched into the 7th inning, pitched 7 innings in that outing. So he needs to keep the score where it's at, especially when your mound opponent has been as good of late as Duck Fister. You cannot afford to give up any more runs.
And a line drive to Mauer, 2 down. At every Twins game, businesses of all sizes host their employees and clients for a fun night of baseball. You can take advantage of all the Target Field has to offer your business. The Twins are an inexpensive and simple way to entertain. Organize your group of more than 25 today. Call 800-33-TWINS or ask about a Twins Target Field group outing.
Good breaking ball right there. Delman swinging through it.
Viewers might be able to tell we have a light rain falling here at Target Field tonight. Beach towel night helping to keep some of the fans dry. 1-1. Young with a fly to center to wrap up the first inning. Two and one.
For Brian Dunsing, he's making his 58th major league start. As a starter, he's 22-21. And an ERA at 4.35.
Hit hard to center. Revere going back. No, he doesn't. Looked like it hit his glove and bounced to the wall. He made that catch in center field a few games ago over his shoulder.
In Fenway Park.
At Fenway Park. And remember, Bobby Valentine said that catch isn't made very often here. And it looked like he nearly pulled it off again. It'll be a double for Young.
Well, Delman on that ball down hits a line drive. Ben Revere goes back, and the ball gets behind him a little bit. So a tough play. You think it's going to maybe slice away, but it did hit off his glove. Almost a great catch. Instead, it's a 2-out double for Delman Young.
Hit him right in the thumb of the glove. So Young at second with 2 down, and here's Jeff Baker. Baker acquired from the Cubs because in his career he's always hit left-handed pitching well. A .304 average. He was part of the Cubs when the Cubs played here. Played in the last 2 games, went 1 for 7 with a sacrifice fly.
He hit .269 for the Cubs. Not much power, but you look at his minor league numbers, not a lot of major league at-bats, but minor league numbers, he's a 300-plus hitter in the minor leagues. Young man, born in West Germany. His father, Larry, was in the U.S. Army. Went to Clemson University, signed by the Rockies back in 2002.
1-1. And sliced foul, 1-2.
.55 pitches already for Dunsing. Trying to get the final out here in the 3rd inning.
And as you said, critical that he doesn't give up any more runs. So this Young double needs to be wasted for the Twins to keep this somewhat within range. And Dunsing takes care of him with a high tight fastball. Young left at second. It's still 4-0. On Fox Sports North is brought to you by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us. By CenturyLink, a different kind of communications company. CenturyLink, your link to what's next. And by Grand Casino, the best stories start here. And Ben Revere in the dugout, Jamie Carroll in the box, taking a fastball from Doug Fister, strike 1. Carroll, Casilla, and Revere trying to get on the board here. Twins have just 1 hit. A little flare to left off the bat of Ben Revere. Fister's retired 6 men in a row. Slow breaking ball, missing up and in. When Fister was retiring, the Twins 1-2-3 in the second. Talked about the contrast in the rotations between the 2 contenders, Chicago and Detroit. And the White Sox have the veteran Jake Peavy, but they are in first place because of Chris Sale, Jose Quintana. Going to patch their rotation together.
Well, you wonder if there's a pitch, innings limit for, say, a guy like Chris Sale.
Right. But the Tigers have Max Scherzer. Sanchez, as rough as he was last night, still a veteran. They have gone the other route, and they hope that that veteran presence in their rotation will eventually make the difference. 3-2 to Carroll.
I like this move right here, getting Doug Pfister. This guy right here in Seattle, great numbers, but he did not get a lot of run support. It was almost like Felix Hernandez. You know, he was 3-12 when they made the trade, but an ERA of 3.3.
Hopper eats up Infante, and Carroll's aboard. Right at him. Not sure what happened. Just came up off the heel of his glove, and the leadoff man is on.
Yeah, Carroll, you know, hitting that ball sharply. That little short hop right there came up and right off the glove, and then the left knee area, right up the glove. So Infante charged with an error. That's his 5th error of the year. See if the Twins can take advantage of the leadoff error.
They got their leadoff man on in the first. They left Revere at third base. Here's Casilla. Doubled off the fence and right. A big hit in the ball game last night. He takes a fastball, strike one. It's chopped foul behind Jerry White.
You know, one thing you like to see from a veteran like Jamie Carroll is his hustle. That ball hit sharply, doesn't take anything for granted as the ball, you know, is misplayed by Infante. And that rubs off on a lot of the young kids. When you see a guy out there that's 38 years old still hustling and busting his rear end down that first baseline.
2 strikes to Casilla. A little swinging bunt, and Laird fires to first to get Casilla, with Carroll advancing to second. We'll bring up Revere. You can ask a question or a comment. Carsoup.com/baseball. It says Kyle Butler of Watertown. Now, is that Watertown, Minnesota? Watertown, South Dakota? There's probably a Watertown, Iowa. Watertown, North Dakota. Anyway, why does the starting pitcher always wrap his throwing arm after he's done pitching?
Well, I mean, between innings, you just want to, you want to keep your arm warm, whether it be your elbow or your shoulder. A lot of pitchers wear jackets. Doesn't look like Brian Dunsing is wearing either right now. Always wore a light jacket just to keep the wind and keep my pores pretty much closed. You know, the coldness and all that, you didn't want to catch, you know, like a little cramp or something like that.
1 strike.
So just to stay warm.
Half swing and strike 2. I don't think it happened in interleague play. The only chance I would have to see it, but I remember going to games at Met Stadium when the pre-DH days, when a pitcher would get a base hit, not necessarily you, but a pitcher would get.
I did once in a while.
You got a few hits,
and then
they bring the jacket out.
Yeah.
That's rolled through the hole on the left side. Carroll's going to come around third and be held up. So Revere gets his second hit. He hasn't exactly stung the ball here tonight, but there are runners at first and third with 1 out.
Oh, he found the right spot right there. The first one over Peralta's head. This one to his right, out of Peralta's reach. But you can see Dirks playing very shallow for Ben Revere, and Steve Little holding Carroll at third base. So Revere gets his second hit. The only hits for the Twins so far off of Doug Pfister.
It was too hot in Cincinnati and Pittsburgh, our National League cities we visited this year, and Milwaukee. So we didn't see the jackets be brought out for the pitchers. I don't think they got on base much anyway. Here's Mastroianni. A little roller to the right side. And they'll get it out, and now the ball thrown away by Fielder. Now, everybody's going to be safe. They're saying Fielder pulled his foot off the bag. So no outs are recorded. It should have ended the inning. The run would have scored because it wasn't a double force, double play. But Fielder pulled his foot and then fired it into left field.
Yeah, Fielder with his 8th error of the year, but Right here, let's take a look at the play. Mastroianni gets jammed right there. Now Infante's running Revere back, but Fielder did come off the bag and then overshoots Peralta. So his foot's off the bag right there. Mastroianni will be safe.
Oh, he should be charged with 2 errors.
There's 2 errors on Fielder.
Well, there was an error on Infante to start the inning. So we'll see how it officially is ruled, but the Twins have the tying run at the plate here in a 4-1 ball game, and Mauer takes strike 1.
Yeah, they shoot 3 errors up there. Excuse me, only 2. There should be 2 errors on Fielder. So
right.
They will correct that. Fielder should have tagged first, which he did not, and then he threw the ball in left field. And now they have 3 errors.
So a big at bat for Mauer here as he tries to lift one, at least out of the infield. A lot of speed on the bases too, with Revere at third, Mastroianni on first.
Now Pfister, one of these pitchers that clubs do not run against, and when they do it, they have been very unsuccessful breaking ball down and in. In 86 starts, there have been only 8 stolen bases against Doug Pfister, and 10 pot stealing. This year, 2 of 6 have been successful.
And Laird's always been a good thrower behind the plate. You mentioned that Cabrera's hit into 21 double plays. Second in the major leagues is Mauer with 20. So Mauer really wants to make sure he gets this ball through the infield. Takes a slow breaking ball for strike 2.
And if you're keeping score at home, give Mastroianni an RBI. That'll be his 15th RBI of the year. Since he's at first base because of the double errors by Fielder.
Detroit's defense has betrayed them here in the third. The Twins have 1 run on the board. How many will they get? Mauer strikes out for out number 2.
Big strikeout right there for Pfister. He picks up his first strikeout.
Looks like that cutter again.
See, going back inside again. 85-mile-an-hour pitch.
Well, the Tigers got a big 2-out hit in the first inning, and it scored the first 2 runs. And now the Twins need one from Willingham here. Willingham grounded out to Cabrera to end the first inning. Pfister doesn't give up many home runs. Willingham looking for number 30. And a fastball, strike 1. Tigers have given the Twins 1 run. Twins are trying to take another 1 or 2 or 3 here in the third inning. Fouled back, 2 strikes.
Yeah, went inside, up and in on Willingham, and he fouled it straight back.
There have been so far 126 home runs hit in this ballpark this year. That equals the total for all of last year. And the Twins have hit 55 of them and given up 71 of them. And Pfister right now with an 0-2 count on Willingham. Off the plate, 1 and 2.
Tell you what, Pfister able to get out of this inning right here after your club makes 3 errors behind you by only allowing 1 run. That's a great job.
Off the plate, 2 and 2. The hardest ball hit was Carroll's 2-hopper hit right at Infante. Garcia hit one about 15 feet in front of the plate. Revere rolled one through the left side of the infield. A high blast to deep left center field. Tie game. Number 30 for Josh Willingham.
And a career high number 30 for Willingham. Had 29 last year for the Oakland A's. Well, the Twins take advantage of the errors. they tie the game at 4 apiece.
4 unearned runs. And Pfister hung one right over the middle of the plate.
Yep, looked like the slider, and Willingham did not miss it.
Now Morneau chips one towards short. Peralta on the run. Gets Morneau by a step. The Twins take advantage of 3 Detroit errors to score 4 unearned runs. Home run to tie the game. He might get some votes for the Arby's Value Player of the Game. Text your vote. Text the word value followed by a space and the player's name to short code 234234. Rain coming down a little bit harder now as we move forward to the 4th inning. Andy Dirks will lead things off against Brian Dunsing. And a fastball down the middle, strike 1. Dirks, Laird, and Jackson. Detroit's 4th. Slow breaking ball, and it's lofted to right. Mastroianni coming in. 1 down. And that'll bring up Gerald Laird.
Let's come up to the booth right here. We have Abby, who's celebrating her birthday on August 19th. Megan and Chris, welcome to the booth. You are all hereby circled. Here, I'm going to circle you right there. You are all hereby circled.
From Maple Grove and St. Michael. 1 down, and Gerald Laird will hit. Laird hit a triple past the reaching Mastroianni in the right field corner. And Dunsing gets ahead of him, strike 1. And fouled back.
You know, as a pitcher, when you're out there and you give up some runs early, and then your team comes back and ties it, especially 4 runs down, boy, it's got to give Brian Dunsing a little extra pump right there. Put a 0 on the board right here. Get those guys back on the bench.
And fouled back. Two strikes to the number 9 batter. Now 1-2. The errors quite costly, and they have been all year long for the Tigers. 3 errors bringing their season total now to 74. Inside, just off the corner. The 4 unearned runs, bringing the total. Let me try to add this up here quickly.
Good luck.
58 unearned runs on the season. No, back to the mound. Dunsing underhands it. 2 down.
A good changeup right there. Laird hitting it off the end of the bat right back at Dunsing.
Get an inside look at the Wild on Becoming Wild. Chapter 2 every Tuesday and Thursday on FoxSportsNorth.com. See exclusive footage of a day in the life for the Wild organization. And on the latest webisode, Wild players take their skills from the rinks to the links. Log on to FoxSportsNorth.com for Becoming Wild, Chapter 2. So 2 gone quickly here in the 4th. Dunsing looking for his first 1-2-3 inning. He already got one last inning, but Revere had a fly ball bounce off the thumb of his glove. 1 down, or a 1-0 rather, to Austin Jackson.
Yeah, but on that, Delman Young, I mean, hit that ball over the head of Revere. Great effort by Ben Revere.
Foul back, 1-1. Jackson walked and scored in the first. Drove in a run with a double in the second. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
A good breaking ball there. Dunsing with 3 strikeouts in the ball game, 1 walk.
And now 2-2. Tigers have a great leadoff man. We've talked about the presence in the middle of the lineup. Veteran starting pitching, very good starting pitching for the most part. And yet they find themselves 2 games out of the division lead and 2.5 back in the wild card race, 4th in the wild card race. If the season ended today with all that, they wouldn't make the playoffs.
Now with their ace right there, Justin Verlander, second time in this ball game. Dunsing has walked Austin Jackson. There's Verlander.
Wentz faced plenty of stout starting pitching in the Tampa Bay series. David Price and the rest of that Rays staff, but they will not face Verlander in the series.
Yeah, this afternoon I had a chance to sit down with Justin Verlander. We had a nice conversation. Got that on tape. Interesting way that he holds his curveball. I've never seen that before, but he's got a good one.
Strike 1 to Infante. Dunsing wants Jackson to keep this inning from being a 1-2-3 inning. That's to center. Revere squeezes it to end the inning. Bottom of the 4th coming up in a tie game. nose shot. Sanford Health injury report. Next road trip, the Twins will go play the Oakland A's in Oakland, but they won't have Brandon Inge, the former Tiger. Sprained his right shoulder. They say that he actually had a mild separation, and he popped it back into the socket on his own. So Sanford Health injury report. I remember when Kent Herbeck did that one, sprawling after a ground ball wide of first, separated it, and jammed it back in there himself. 1-0 to Ryan Doman. And an off-speed pitch that hits the outside corner. Doman, Plouffe, and Carroll facing Pfister. Gave up 4 unearned runs in the third. That's chipped down the left field line. It'll be a long run for Dirks. That is a fair ball, and Doman digs for second. And he is safe because Infante dropped an on-target throw.
Well, that'll go as a double, but that should be another error on Infante. That's a great throw by Dirks. Doman taking the ball the other way. He's hustling the second base, but watch Dirks get it as quick as he can. Wheels and makes a good throw to second base. And Infante maybe trying to apply the tag too quickly. Ball hits his glove. Bounces away. So a double will be given to Doman. For Doman, his 25th double of the year.
Trevor Plouffe lined out to Jackson his first time up. He takes ball 1.
.150th of his career. That double. Congratulations to Ryan Doman.
Pfister spins a 75-mile-per-hour breaking ball up there and gets a swing and a miss. Chopper fielded by Peralta. Plouffe leaves Doman at second base.
Now, a lot of times what you'll see is a second base runner, if that ball's hit behind him, take off for third. But that ball was hit pretty sharply. I think Ryan Doman knows his speed, and I don't think he would have been able to get to third. I think Peralta may have been able to maybe wheel and throw. The ball hit, you see Doman going back right away. If he takes off to third base, I think that ball was hit so hard. If you're, Ben Revere or Jackson or something like that, you're going to see them go to third. But when you're a little bit slower runner, you have to make sure that ball gets through the infield.
Carroll takes strike 1. Hit the hard 2 hopper right at Infante, who kicked off his glove into short right field, and that opened the door for a 4-run inning. Another fastball right down the middle, 0-2. When the Twins beat Pfister in early July, mentioned in the middle of May they hit a couple of home runs against them, but in early July they beat them stringing 6 singles together in 1 inning to score 4 runs. It's chopped up the line and a fair ball. Cabrera and Carroll, I think, fouled it off his foot, and first base umpire Jim Wolf is acknowledging that, and now Jim Leland coming out to wonder what in the world's going on. Carroll never left home plate. So the Tigers think they had an out here. But Jim Wolf is going to confirm what Carroll contended, that he fouled the ball off himself.
It's a tough play for a home plate umpire to call this, because he's pretty much, guarded. But you can see right off the instep right there off of Jamie Carroll's left foot.
Yep. So the right call was made by Jim Wolf. And it'll take just a matter of seconds before someone in the visiting clubhouse will look at the video and confirm that with Jim Leland. So 2 strikes. Twins trying to take advantage of the leadoff double here by Doman, who's still at second base with 1 out. 1-2. Fox Tracks brought to you by Window Concepts of Minnesota.
You see the big breaking ball down and away.
High fastball got him 2 down.
Pfister picking up his second strikeout.
We'll bring up Alexi Casilla with 2 out. Doman still at second. Our AT&T trivia question: who holds the Tigers record for most home runs in a season by a third baseman? Travis Fryman had some pretty good years for the Tigers. Eddie Matthews finished his career with the Tigers, but he was pretty much at the end of the road, I think, in 1968. And a breaking ball, strike 2. So Pfister.
There was Aurelio Rodriguez. Some pop in his bat.
I'm going to go with Travis Fryman. Two strikes to Casilla. Wow, Pfister got ahead of everybody, it seemed. 0-2 and puts the Twins away. Doman never did much from second base. Rain has fallen here at Target Field. Still a nice night for baseball. Robbie Smikowski, Ron Kromer, Bert Blyleven, and Dick Brink. Miguel Cabrera will lead off the 5th in a tie game. Tigers giving up 4 unearned runs. They now lead the major leagues with 58 unearned runs allowed. They knew when they moved Cabrera from first base back over to third to allow for Prince Fielder to take over at first base that they weren't going to be very good defensively at the corners. Off the mound and into center field. Johnson took a shot against an ankle a few starts ago, and Cabrera nearly banged one off his shin here in the first pitch of the 5th.
Well, what's so good about Cabrera is he uses a whole field. I mean, this ball right here, pretty much right down the middle, and Cabrera takes it right back up the middle. And see Dunsing's reaction, like, whoa, get out of the way. Watch out.
That may have actually glanced off his planted foot. So here's Fielder with Cabrera at first and nobody out. Lofted to right field. And Mastroianni comes in. 2 pitches, 2 outs.
Well, Cabrera, we said earlier we said fielder who likes all the field, and Cabrera the same way. Tremendous power the other way toward right field and right center. So 42 to left, 62 to center, and 45 to right are his hits. We saw him, I think it was last year. He hit one into the seats up in
the
right
second
field.
deck in right field. Here's Peralta, and he takes ball one. You know, the Tigers have had hitters like that, and you wish every right-handed hitter that wanted to learn how to hit would watch now Cabrera, and before him Maglio Ordonez. Great right-handed hitters. Edgar Martinez was another one that used the whole field. And if you want to reduce it to monetary terms, they made as much money, if not more, getting hits to right field than they did to their pole field. 1-1. Off-speed pitch at the knees. 1-2.
Peralta doesn't like it. As we take a look at the pitch, a slow breaking ball. It's one of those breaking balls. It's not where Doman catches it. It's where it crosses the plate. Good fastball inside, just missing.
2-2. Swing and a miss. And Peralta's gone on strikes, out number 2.
And strikeout number 4 in the ball game for Dunsey.
Tomorrow at 12:10, Twins and Tigers will be closing out the homestand and the series. It's a Treasure Island Senior Day. Fans 55 and better can get a $5 discount on Field Box and Powerball Pavilion tickets for all weekday day games. Line up your Treasure Island Senior Day tickets by calling 800-33-TWINS or logging on to twinsbaseball.com. Here's Delman Young. Swing and a miss. Foul tip, 1 strike. Two strikes. Well, runs for the Tigers in the first, 2 more in the second, but now a tie game. Almost to the backstop.
Expect the ball down, see the glove, and then Doman having to react.
1-2 to Delman Young. Now down and in, 2-2.
Well, you make the adjustment as a pitcher, so do you as a catcher. You go high, and then you block it in front of you.
Hey, it worked for Samuel Deduno. Doman.
But I think Doman going into this ball game was probably a little more comfortable catching Dunsey than he was Deduno.
Dunsing about to throw his 84th pitch. Deduno's been quite a story. The numbers would suggest hitters haven't felt real comfortable up there with him. And when your catcher says he's worried about catching him, I don't know what. I guess that means the guy's got pretty good stuff.
Ball's moving all over the place.
High, towering fly ball to short center field. Revere comes in, and Dunsing pitches a scoreless 5th inning.
Target Field, high above home plate. I am holding $100 here in Minnesota State Lottery tickets. Bird, how about this story? This is Julia Yulin, made her way from Golden Valley, celebrating her 90th birthday tonight. She's got 6 kids, and 3 kids, 6 grandkids, and 2 great-grandkids, and she's celebrating her 90th birthday here at the ballpark. Dick, go ahead.
Happy birthday, young lady.
Revere retired on the first pitch, 1 down.
And here's the cool thing about it. Look what they got her for her birthday. Julia, you spin around right here. They got her a custom-made jersey with her age and her name on it right here, and that's what she's wearing tonight. Has 13 of her family and friends right here celebrating with her.
Oh, that's great, and I love what she said underneath. It's 365 more days until her next birthday. So happy birthday to you. Happy 90th.
Quick out in the 5th, and Mastroianni will hit.
And there's 235 more days until my next birthday.
Mastroianni tried to bunt for a hit. Didn't succeed, but did advance Revere in the first inning. So the official score gave him a sacrifice bunt, and then he hit the ground ball where all heck broke loose for the Tigers. High and tight, and it's 1-1.
Don't be leaning. That's pretty much what Pfister did with that pitch right there. This ball's not that far inside, but Mastroianni gets out of the way.
1-1. Backhanded by Peralta. Low throw, and Fielder digs it out.
Nice pick right there by Fielder.
So 2 down in the 5th. That'll bring up Mauer. AT&T trivia question. I'm going to go with Travis Fryman.
I'll go with Rodriguez. Aurelio Rodriguez.
Dean Palmer. Wow. Palmer, I think of him with the Texas Rangers. I don't think of him so much with the
That's some pretty
Tigers.
Good years with the Tigers. Yeah.
2 down, Mauer the hitter. Ball 1. Mauer with a 2-hopper to Fielder, and then a strikeout right before Willingham hit his game-tying 3-run home run. Outside, 2-0.
Oh, it looks like they're trying to pitch Joe slow stuff away, and then that cutter inside.
Both Mauer and Revere now hitting at .319. 3-0. Willingham on deck.
Well, Pfister very stingy as giving up walks. No walks so far in this ball game. Only 21 so far. And 111 innings pitched.
Mauer takes a 4-pitch walk, and Willingham will come up. Willingham in the 3rd inning put his name to the list of Twins who've hit 30 home runs. Harmon Killebrew 7 times. Justin Morneau 3 times. And some surprising names on there. Jimmy Hall in his rookie season made the 30 home run mark. And a career high for Willingham.
Well, the home run coming in the 3rd inning after 3 errors by the Detroit Tigers that got Willingham up with a couple runners on. And he hit the 3-run home run that has tied the game at 4 apiece.
Pfister got ahead of him 0-2 and then teased him with some breaking pitches off the plate, and then hung one over the middle of the plate. Willingham crushed it. Strike 2, fastball on the outside corner. So see how they go at Willingham now ahead of the count 0-2.
Yeah, Pfister 70 pitches, 50 strikes.
Fastball off the plate. White Sox are leading Toronto 3-2, bottom of the 9th. Now inside 2-2. He might get a breaking ball, but I bet he doesn't get one hanging over the middle of the plate here.
fastball away.
2-2.
They got the breaking ball, and it was down and away.
So Willingham strikes out. Mauer left the board. We head to the sixth, tied at 4. Out of the lineup again tonight. And giving some seeds to
They're feeding each other. Yeah.
Day game tomorrow, off day on Thursday. It's unlikely that Span will play tonight or tomorrow. The Twins will reevaluate him, I'm guessing. And Denard's hope, I know, is that he can play again on Friday in Seattle.
Well, he's getting all the treatment he can. He's seeing a masseuse to try to, loosen that shoulder up a little bit, and hopefully he'll be back soon.
Bottom third of the Tiger lineup, Jeff Baker, Andy Dirks, and Gerald Laird to face Brian Dunsing. And he delivers strike one.
Well, Brian Dunsing has done everything that he can since giving up 2 in the first and 2 in the second. Put some zeros on the board. Let your team hopefully come back, and they did in a 4-4 game.
High fly to left. Willingham over back a couple of steps. One down. You can follow the Twins with MLB.com @BAT12 for your iPhone, iPad, Android, BlackBerry, or Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and much more. Text @BAT 31826 or visit twinsbaseball.com. One gone in the sixth. Here's Andy Dirks. Dunsing giving up 2 runs in the first, 2 runs in the second, and nothing since. There's a drive to deep right. And this one's up and back. And a home run ruled by Jim Wolf. A solo home run that just barely made it past the overhang and over the high wall in right field.
Yeah, I think that's the first home run I have seen it here at Target Field that, just left, in our view, of that little limestone overhang. Dirk's got a pitch up. And did it good into the flower bed. Yep.
And back out.
So Dirks gives the Tigers a 5-4 lead with his 5th home run.
And now Gerald Laird. Chopper to short. Easy play for Carroll. 2 down. The White Sox have beaten Toronto 3-2. So a little more urgency for the Tigers, who already were 2 games behind the White Sox starting play today. And it'll bring up Austin Jackson. Jackson walked and scored in the first, doubled in a run in the second, then walked and was left at first in the 4th. Ball 1. Dunsing trying to wrap up the 6th inning here. He's about to throw his 90th pitch. 2-0.
You know, in his 3 previous starts since coming back, 6 innings, 7 innings in his last start. So Dunsing at least getting, you know, hopefully this final out, at least another 6 innings in.
Another bouncer to short, backhanded by Carroll. Over to Mauer. And that ends the 6th inning. But a 1-out home run by Andy Dirks has put the Tigers back in front by a run. Back in front, 5-4. Timeout for the CenturyLink high-speed pitch.
Well, Pfister out there to start his 6th inning. He's been clocked as high as 92, and Dunsing at 93. Dunsing with 91 pitches, 64 strikes.
Morneau will lead off the bottom of the 6th. Justin 0 for 2 with a fly to center and a bouncer to short. Inside, ball 1. Morneau, Doman, and Plouffe. Lifted foul. Back into the seats, 1-1. Breaking pitch down and in, 2-1.
Yeah, Justin came into this ball game 5 hits and 11 at bats with a home run against Pfister. 0 for 2 so far.
Ripped down the line, foul by about 2 feet. Well, again in the middle of May, Morneau hit a home run, Plouffe hit a home run. Back-to-back home runs for the Twins against Pfister.
Well, that breaking ball hung right there, and Justin, boy, he jumped on that, but just hooked it foul.
2-2. And nowhere near the target set up by Laird, but Alan Porter rings up Morneau nonetheless.
And strikeout number 5 in the ball game for Pfister. Yeah, Laird wanted it down and away, and it came right back over the plate.
And plenty of the plate. Sometimes umpires won't give you the call, I don't suppose, if the catcher has to move his glove that much. Here's Doman. Big 3-run home run for the Twins last night as a right-handed batter. Hit a double down the left field line his last time up against Pfister, leading off the 4th. Down left field line foul again, 1-1. You look around the field and you see an awful lot of baseball talent for Detroit, almost none of it developed by the Tigers. Pfister is off the mound Fires to fielder, 2 away. If you act today, get a steal of a deal when the Twins host Kansas City Wednesday, September 12th. For a limited time, you can get right field bleacher tickets for the low price of $14. The deal against the Royals available for a limited time. You can get it by logging on to twinsbaseball.com or by calling 800-33-TWINS. And while you're at it, check out all the great ticket offers for upcoming games at Target Field.
I think the only 2 on the field are Infante, but he left and came back.
Right.
And then Dirks.
Strike 1 called to Trevor Plouffe. Some have come through free agency like Prince Fielder. Others some shrewd trading. Cabrera, Peralta. There's a pop-up right side Infante in the outfield grass. The catch, and Pfister makes quick work of the Twins in the 6th. Story of the game, and the Twins tying it momentarily thanks to 3 Tiger errors.
Yeah, those 3 errors coming in the 3rd inning. A couple errors by Prince Fielder, and then Josh Willingham taking advantage of those extra outs, hitting a 3-run home run to tie the game at 4 apiece. But then Andy Dirks off of Brian Dunsing hitting a solo home run in the 6th inning.
So it's 5-4, and former Tiger farmhand and briefly a member of the Major League Club, Casey Fiend, will pitch against the Tigers here in the 7th.
Casey Fiend's done a pretty good job. Now, he did come in the other day and gave up a couple hits with runners in scoring position, but all in all, very good ERA, 15 2/3 innings, only 4 walks with 13 strikeouts. A little extra adrenaline right here. Fiend, signed by the Tigers back in 2006, came up with them for a little cup of coffee, is called, in 2009 and 10. A total in those 2 years, 11 relief appearances for the Tigers.
Coming through the system, always very good numbers as a relief pitcher only. He's never made a professional start. But going back to 2006, as a reliever, his ERA always in the 2s or the 3s. Had a great year at Toledo in 2010. Saved some ball games for the Tigers along the way, but never really got the shot that the Twins have given him this year. Popped up, and Mauer will chase it. So will Casilla, and it's 3 rows back.
Yeah, Casey Fiend, 28 years old. He's pitched for 5 different organizations: the Tigers, the Red Sox, Toronto, the Astros, and now the Twins. Was released a couple times with Toronto and Houston. But here he is facing the team that signed him. Trying to get some quick outs here in the 7th inning.
2 quick strikes to Omar Infante. Foul back. You know, you'd be tempted to say, well, Fiend, you look at the pitchers the Tigers have had that they brought up through their system. Albuquerque last year, Villarreal this year, they throw really hard, but then you look at Fiend's fastball, 94, 95. I mean, there's plenty of fastball there. Two strikes to Infante. Cabrera and Fielder to follow. Another 94-mile-per-hour fastball flipped foul by Infante.
Fiend winning his first major league game on July 20th for the Twins and for himself at Kansas City. That was that 11-inning extra inning ball game that the Twins won 2-1.
Breaking ball. Infante hanging tough. Nothing but strikes from Fiend and 3 two-strike fouls in the opening at bat of the 7th inning. Driven to center. Revere heading back to the gap. Can't get there. Great at bat for Infante. He's got 2. He wants one more. And the first cutoff man, Carroll, as the ball skipped by him. It's a leadoff triple and a blast to center field.
Got an 0-2 pitch right there. Infante fouled off some pitches away, and then Fiend left the ball up, and Infante hitting it sharply. It's his 3rd triple for the Tigers as a Tiger. And Revere giving chase over his head. Infante hustling, diving into third base for the triple.
Twins bring the infield in for Cabrera. He drove one hard off the mound and quickly into center field on the first pitch Dunsing threw in the 5th inning. Breaking ball off the plate. Often in years past, situations like this, Cabrera wouldn't even be pitched to. They would intentionally walk him or at least pitch him very carefully. And now he just bloops one into right field, and it's a 6-4 Tiger lead. And with that run batted in, Cabrera now has 100 on the year.
Well, we showed you the hit chart for Cabrera. You know, he'll use left field as well as right field. Right there, the ball's outside, but Cabrera, with those long arms, just reaches out, hits it softly into right field, and it's a 6-4 ball game.
Rangers were shut out tonight by the Yankees, so Cabrera taking sole possession of first place in the RBI race, the first American leaguer to drive in 100 runs. Here's Fielder. Down and away, ball 1. He's a strike. Swing and a foul. Cabrera joining some pretty select company with his 5 straight 100 RBI seasons. Harry Heilman, Hall of Famer. Charlie Gehringer, Hall of Famer. Miguel Cabrera.
I'll tell you what, Cabrera keeps putting up the numbers he's been putting up. He's maybe going to have a little HOF behind his name.
One and 2. Up the middle. Could be 2. Should be 2. A double play. Cabrera and Fielder both erased on the slow bouncer to Carroll.
Yeah, Carroll did the right thing. He knew that Fielder wasn't, not the quickest down that first baseline. So rather than charge it, he just let that ball kind of come to him and timed it perfectly. Good pitch down. And Fielder hitting it back up the middle. And watch Carroll right here. Waits back so I can step on the bag and make a throw over to first. Nice fielding play.
Peralta with a 2-run single his first time up. Since then, a liner to Mauer and a strikeout. Strike one. Pitch, same swing, same miss.
Another good breaking ball by Fiend.
Two strikes.
Almost have to do it again, don't you? Tried to fastball away.
Wouldn't chase, 1-2.
First couple down and away, and then he tried to fastball, missed outside.
Strikes brought to you by Carrier. Well, Casey Fiend gives up a leadoff triple and a Cabrera single. It's now 6-4 Detroit. Twins baseball on Fox Sports North is brought to you by McDonald's. Right now, you can get 20 crispy chicken McNuggets for just $4.99 at McDonald's. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Toyota. Hurry in for big savings during Toyota's nationwide clearance event going on now. Jamie Carroll takes up high, ball one, as we begin the home half of the seventh against Doug Fister. The Twins do not have an earned run. They scored 4 unearned runs in the third. Carroll taps it foul.
Yeah, again, Fister coming into this ball game over his last 6 starts, 4-1 with an ERA at 1.79. No earned runs so far in 6 innings.
Slow breaking ball over. Gotta appreciate his tempo. He catches the ball back from the catcher. He's ready to go. Pulled foul. Swing, but he went. Pitch in the dirt, so Laird has to throw. 1 down.
Even with that right there, Carroll hustling out of the box, making the throw to first to get the out.
One of the biggest benefits of becoming a major leaguer might surprise you. It's better nutrition. You can read Tyler Mason's story on the differences between the majors and minors when it comes to the Twins at foxsportsnorth.com. You spent a little time in the minor leagues. What was the average meal like? Meal money, or what did you end up eating?
I think if we went on the road, it was like $3 or $4, and hey, the Golden Arches, baby. That or White Castle.
Yeah.
Ooh, those onion burgers.
Onion burgers.
Oh yeah.
Casillas had a really tough time against Pfister. He made contact and barely rolled one out of the grass in front of home plate, and then just waved at 3 pitches in the fourth.
I would have to imagine Pfister's going to throw that curveball again. Struck him out in his last at bat on 3 pitches. Tried a little slider right there.
And all your minor league fast food eating was all done because Wendy's hadn't come up.
Not with the Burt Burger yet.
They hadn't come up with the Burt Burger.
No, not yet. You know where we ate too? I know Orlando. When I was in Orlando, there was a smorgasbord that we would go.
Yeah.
You eat all you want. That was our only meal.
Show up at 1 in the afternoon, leave about 3:30.
Yeah.
And Casilla goes upstairs and gets a piece of it.
I'm surprised Pfister just doesn't drop the hammer again on him. He struck him out in his last at bat. On that big slow curveball.
1-2.
94 pitches for Doug Pfister.
There it is, but it's off the plate. Baltimore beat Boston 7-1. Off the plate again. Well, he kind of toyed around with him for a while, and now he's in danger of walking. Revere on deck.
Pfister with 1 walk in the ball game, 6 strikeouts.
Contact.
Tried the breaking ball right there, left it up. You can see it fouled it off.
And he walked him. He had him 0-2, and Casilla looked like he had no chance against Pfister. And he played around with him and lost him.
Second walk for Pfister.
So now Casilla at first. Revere will hit. Jeff Jones on the phone to activate the Detroit bullpen. Revere with a couple of hits, but he has not hit the ball hard at all tonight. But the average up to 319. Down low, ball 1.
Most pitches Pfister has thrown in a ball game, 111.
This will be his 100th. Foul back, 1-1.
100 pitches by inning, 24 in the 3rd inning because of the 3 errors made behind him. Extended that inning.
Octavio Dotel, Phil Pope, a couple of veterans warming up. Dwayne Bilo was sent out by the Tigers after the game last night. One and 1 to Revere. 2-1. Pfister at 6'8" makes a great fielding play. They get the force at second. Revere reaches on a fielder's choice.
And you said it right there, 6'8". He needed all of that frame right there to reach up and get this ball and then throw it over the bag right there to Peralta. And Peralta knows who's running, decides not to throw to try to get the double play because Revere hustling down that line.
Mastroianni hitless tonight, 0 for 2 with a sacrifice. Right back to Pfister, an easier play, and a soft toss to Fielder. The Twins are done in the 7th.
Side when you're not pitching, you're kind of a lot like me. You like to have a good time. 25 guys together, and you know what? I think we got you last year having a little fun.
Yeah, I think that was
in the
you were in Cooperstown being elected in the Hall of Fame at this time. So, yeah,
I appreciate you doing that for me.
That's a little bit bigger than the ones I've seen you do.
Fire in the hole.
Yeah, no kidding. That's it's always fun, and there's always little tricks and stuff that that always go on behind the scenes that nobody usually sees. But long season, and we're all like family. You got to have fun.
Part of the interview that I had with Justin Verlander earlier this afternoon, but I did ask him. I said, "Did Don Kelly get you back yet?" He said, "No, not yet, but somewhere down the line he will."
Nothing more dangerous in baseball than a starting pitcher with too much time on his hands. Outside a ball, 2-0.
Casey Fiend going out for his second inning of work. Did give up a triple and an RBI single in the 7th inning. I've got a double play ball on a strikeout.
And Young with a line shot into left field, his second hit of the ball game.
We won't see this guy, Justin Verlander, in this trip, in this 3-game series, but having another great year. Justin Verlander leading the American League in strikeouts. We will see Max Scherzer, and he's pitching tomorrow afternoon.
We saw James Shields. We might see for Felix Hernandez in Seattle. We might see Yu Darvish in Texas. Quinton Berry hitting for Jeff Baker. Berry drops down a nice bunt. Fiend guns it to Garcia, 1 away.
Yeah, Berry asked to bunt right there. He does a good job of it. His 4th sacrifice of the year. So pinch hitting to do that. He does the job and gets Delman Young now at second base. Delman picking up his second hit. Squares around nicely, deadens the ball, and Fiend picks it up and gets the out at first, his only play.
It's not just advancing the runner, just, you saw Berry go in the dugout. He gets high fives from everybody. Just the confidence that builds on the team that, hey, we're playing good baseball. We're trying to execute, and we did. And Dirks will be intentionally walked here. And of course, the reverse is also true. We've seen Twins, who are not a good bunting team, at least they haven't been this year. You pop a bunt up in the air, and it just kind of makes everybody in the dugout sag a little bit.
Well, when you're winning the little things, you do right.
Dirks goes to first. Laird will hit. Rasmussen College is proud to present Student Days every Wednesday at Target Field. Students can attend the Twins-Tigers game tomorrow at 12:10. Get a standing room only ticket for just $8. Student Day tickets available beginning at 9 in the morning tomorrow. And there's a limit of 1 ticket per student with a valid ID. For more information, visit twinsbaseball.com or call 800-33-TWINS. Casey Fiend coming out of the ball game with Gerald Laird coming in. Seventh, and now a threat here in the 8th. And Alex Burnett will pitch out of the Twins pen.
Yeah, Alex Burnett pitched here on Sunday against the Rays. He ended up getting the loss in the 7-4 10-inning loss to the Rays on Sunday. Gave up 3 runs. Run scoring when he left the ball game. But for Alex Burnett, making his 49th, or excuse me, his 50th relief appearance.
So Laird will hit here, having bounced into 4 double plays. The Twins would like to get him to make it number 5 here.
Alex with a good fastball, a hard slider. Trying to get a ground ball here.
Nice ball over the inside corner.
Burnett in his 3rd season with the Twins, just 25 years old, signed by the Twins in 2005. Ocean View High School in Huntington Beach, California.
And now 2 strikes.
2 fastballs at 93 to get ahead in the count.
Oh, 0-2 to Gerald Laird. Foul tip, Doman. Didn't hang on. Thought he was showing Alan Porter that he had the ball in the mitt. Still 2 strikes. Talking about the Tigers right now. If the season were to end now, would not make the playoff field. Neither would the Angels or the Red Sox. I think the start of the year, if you'd have asked most baseball people, all right, American League playoff field of 5, who's going to be in there? Most people would have included the Tigers, the Angels, and the Red Sox. But instead, Yankees, White Sox, and Rangers, Rays, and Orioles would get in.
Well, still plenty of time left.
Bounce to the right side.
Ground ball
bleeds through. Here comes Mastroianni's throw to the plate, coming through. Doman with the tag. A great throw by Mastroianni. Laird singles, and Mastroianni, who late last night made a great fielding play, comes up with a strong throw here tonight.
Well, again, the speed right here. Watch Mastroianni charge this ball. Laird hitting the ball through the infield, and then comes up a one-hopper to Ryan Doman, and then Doman, the sweeping tag of Delman Young, got him right there before he could touch the plate and kept the ball in the glove. Well, it's always a dangerous play. You know, catcher would like to tag him with the right hand on the ball, but because where he went out to get the throw, he had to really reach to get Delman, but the ball stayed in the glove. Well, a great throw by Mastroianni in right field.
Already down by a couple of runs. That play might loom very large here by game's end. 1-0 now to Austin Jackson. Little pop up to see it backpedaling. That ends the inning. So Burnett comes in, gives up the hit, but he does not give up a run.
To do and facing a guy like him is, one, not have anybody on base when you face him, especially not in scoring position, and you know, you just try to execute. And if you do that, you know, if you make your pitches, what's the worst thing that happens? Probably a single. You know, that's kind of the way you have to view it, because a guy like Joe, he's going to get his hits. You know, it's just he hits 320 every year for a reason. But you know, I do find it to be fun and a challenge to face a guy like that. You know, you get a little bit more pumped up facing guys that you know are just going to really battle you.
Justin Verlander talking this afternoon about the battle that he will have maybe in the next series between the Twins and the Tigers when he has to face Joe Mauer.
Well, Pfister will face Mauer with the bases empty because Mauer's leading off the 8th. Mauer's walked and gone 0 for 2, including a strikeout.
And that's what Verlander said. Hey, I want to face this guy with nobody on because he is such a good hitter.
Bounce to the right side. Infante with an easy play, 1 down. Mauer, for whatever reason, just does not see the ball well or can't make solid contact against Pfister.
Yeah, just unable to square up and hit that ball sharply. That ball right there, a slow breaking ball. Joe got over the top of that, hit the ground ball. Quentin Berry, who had the sacrifice fly, he stays in the ball game, goes to left as Dirks moves from left to right.
Here's Josh Willingham, a 3-run home run that tied the game back in the 3rd. Breaking ball over strike 1. Strike 2, and Willingham looks back at Alan Porter saying that ball was outside.
I like to pitch personally. Watch this right here. Let's see. Yep.
Yeah. I believe Fox tracks. I've grown over the years to not believe you all the time, but I believe Fox tracks. 2 strikes. 1 and 2. Pfister trying to beat the Twins for the first time this year. Tigers gave him a 2-0 lead before he threw his first pitch.
Oh.
Bet you like that pitch too.
I like that pitch too. Let's see what Fox Tracks has to say about this. Oh my.
Well, strike 3. Instead it's 2 and 2. Breaking ball, tap foul. Willingham's home run, the 30th of the season. He's 3rd in the American League in runs batted in.
Well, look at the strike to ball ratio right there for Doug Pfister. Outstanding. Again, he came into the ball game in 8 career starts. He's making his 8th career start against the Twins. Just 1 and 6.
Got him with the slow breaking ball.
Yep. Back to the breaking ball. And got Willingham for the 2nd time since he hit the 3-run home run in the 3rd inning. So Pfister picking up his 7th strikeout of the ball game.
Borno 0 for 3. By the Twins, since Willingham's home run, haven't hit anything hard. The only hit they've gotten since then was Doman's bloop double that landed on the foul line.
Well, he's everything coming into this game that his numbers show over the last 6 starts. Again, an ERA of 1.79. And remember, the 4 runs that the Twins got in the 3rd inning are all unearned runs. So he's given up only 4 hits.
Just inside, 1 and 2.
No fooling around.
Hit hard to center. Jackson going back. He's not going to catch it off the base of the fence. Borno has a double, and that'll get Doman to the plate, representing the tying run. That was an off-speed pitch, and Borno still hit it 400 feet.
Yeah, he has a hanger right there, and Justin, with his power, hit it over the head of Jackson to the deepest part of the field, 411 feet to the door of the bullpen. He crushed that. One hopping the fence.
So now Doman, who is 1 for 3, but the one with a little pop fly that landed on the left field foul line for a double. He would love to jerk one over the fence here. Taken low, ball 1.
Ten home runs allowed by Pfister on the year. 6 to left-handed hitters.
3 of them already to the Twins. A strike over the inside corner.
Pulled a string right there. A changeup at 83.
Jose Valverde and Joaquin Benoit both warming up in the Tiger bullpen. Inside, up around the hands, 2-1. If Doman can extend the inning, Tigers will likely go to a fresher right-handed reliever, Benoit, to face Plouffe, who's in the on-deck circle. 2-1.
Big slow curveball. I think he's thrown him all 4 pitches that he's featured here tonight. The fastball, the cutter, the changeup, and that's the breaking ball right there, the curveball.
2-2 to Doman. Bounce to the right side. Fielder gathers it in, goes to the bag. Morneau left at second, and the Tigers hang on to that 2-run lead.
They trail by 2, 6-4 the score to the Detroit Tigers tonight at Target Field, and we're going to break it down on Twins Live, presented by Century Link. We'll talk about Josh Willingham hitting home run number 30 tonight. That is a career high for Josh Willingham. Ron Gardenhire's post-game reaction straight out of his office in that Twins clubhouse. You're going to get it after the ball game. And the instructional tonight, backhand basics with Bert Blylev and Ron Coomer. Coomer's had to play a lot of backhands in his career as a third and first baseman, and Jamie Carroll made a nice backhanded play tonight, among many others we saw in the ball game. We'll take you through the basics of the backhand tonight on our instructional. Good thing to learn for high school and little league ball players. Check it out after the game on Twins Live. Big Bert.
You know, I wish my dad was still around because he had a great backhand. There were 7 of us, and that backhand was flying a lot.
Wow. Better backhand than Roger Federer. Right? 1 strike to Omar Infante.
But we asked for it.
Well,
we had it coming.
The strong suggestion is that you made a few backhanded plays out on the mound, because you're going to be part of the instructional tomorrow, talking about making backhanded plays with
that's why I had middle infielders behind me. I didn't make a backhanded play.
That's up the line, foul. Infante with a couple of hits and a couple of runs scored. He tripled leading off the 7th inning, hitting it out of Ben Revere's reach. If it's out of his reach, the ball can't be caught. So it'll be Infante, Cabrera, and Fielder here with the Tigers already up a couple. And Chicago beat Toronto 3-2. So the Tigers need a win here tonight to stay 2 games behind the White Sox. Bouncer to third. Plouffe sets and fires. Wow. I'm not sure that an on-target throw would have retired Infante. They'll give Plouffe an error, but as Mauer caught the ball, Infante was already on the bag.
Yeah, I mean, he hustled down that line right there. Tom Brookins getting the equipment from Infante, the first base coach, but Plouffe right there had a little hesitation right there in a high throw, but sure looked like Infante would have beat it out anyway. Let's take a look right here.
Yeah,
he would have been out. Why, he was out.
He was out.
Wow.
So Infante aboard, and now here's Cabrera.
He'll give Plouffe an air.
Popped up, and it'll reach the seats. You talk about tough airs. I mean, the throw was not perfect, but it clearly retired Infante.
Right.
Jim Wolf, the first base ump, he'll have the plate tomorrow. Angels leading the Indians 4-0. Apparently another very rough first inning for Ubaldo Jimenez, giving up 4 runs in the first to the Angels. Dribbled foul.
And you wonder in Boston how long they're going to stay with Bobby Valentine. I mean, now the players are having meetings
with the
ownership. Yeah.
Making an end run on the manager, which I'm sure no one cares about, but going around the general manager to talk directly to the owners in late July. It's just a mess, and it sure sounds like it could get worse in the final weeks of the season. A little bit low, 1-2.
Well, Boston lost to Baltimore tonight. They are now 3 games under 500.
You know, I think we said when we were in Boston, the Red Sox at that point, I think, had been at the 500 mark 15 times. Well, that's a lot of times to be at 500 to think anything other than you've got a 500 baseball team. You know, I mean, if you reach any level 15 times in the first 100 games, maybe that's your level.
Well, they've had pitching problems there too. Lester really hasn't, lived up to his reputation. Beckett's been in and out of the rotation. There are the standings right there in the American League Eastern Division.
Another 1-2 to Cabrera. He's making contact with everything Burnett throws up there. One and two again to Cabrera. Time called. Kansas City behind Jeremy Guthrie shut out Oakland 5-0. 2-2. Every once in a while you'll see Cabrera chase. He may have chased in the first inning. Dunsing struck him out on a fastball. Looked like it might have been up and away.
There's Valverde with a 2-run lead. Save situation.
Drilled to left. Willingham won't catch it. One hops the wall. Infante flying around third. He's going to score. And Cabrera drives in his 101st run. Just a patient at bat. He took pitches off the plate. He fouled off some pitches to keep the at bat alive, and then Burnett put one down the middle, and it got pasted.
Well, we say, you face a hitter and you throw him 6-7 pitches. There's going to be a pitch that hitter is going to hit hard, and just so happened to be that 2-seamer that came riding back in on Cabrera. And look at him. I mean, just kind of open up and use those hands and hit a line drive over the head of Willingham. A one-hop the fence. His 3rd hit of the night.
Fielder will be intentionally walked.
31st double. Second intentional walk here tonight for the Twins. Intentionally walked Andy Dirks last inning.
So Fielder will go to first. Still nobody out here in the 9th inning. Fielder walked 16 times intentionally. Cabrera 10 times, and all of that again because the Tigers have had problems finding that fifth place hitter.
Right. Now, Johnny Peralta in the first inning came up after Cabrera and Fielder were out with a couple runners on, and he got the big out. Or excuse me, the big two-run single. Put the Tigers up 2-0.
Luis Perdomo warming up. And Peralta at the plate. Low, ball one. High and deep to right center field. Mastroianni makes the catch right in front of the wall. Spins and fires, and Castillo will run it to the infield. One down. That ball threatened the overhang in right field.
Well, that's a tough play for an outfielder because of the overhang, but also the ball kept drifting away. And do you go to the wall, or is that ball going to hit the wall and then ricochet back toward the infield? Can't get any closer to the wall than Mastroianni did right there. There's that little bit of overhang.
And we maybe haven't pointed it out enough here. There's much less of an overhang where Mastroianni caught the ball than there is, 100 feet to the left or 75 feet to the left. It really juts out on that end of the overhang, and maybe only a foot and a half above where Mastroianni caught that ball. One strike to Delmon Young. There you see. That's how, just a little bit there.
Yeah, it only comes out maybe about 3-4 feet at that end, and then the other feet is about 10 feet out.
You can see by the depth of the shadow how much more of an overhang there is there. 1-1 to Delmon Young. 2 hits tonight. 1-1. With Burnett trying to get Young to hit into a ground ball double play here. Nice block by Delmon. Over 37,000 the paid attendance here tonight. Over 3,000 walk-up tickets were sold. As the Twins continue to get extraordinary fan support. Again, as the Twins go through August, it's been a 500 month so far. Foul back. The Twins in June had a winning record by a game. A couple of games below 500 in July, 500 in August. They've been a 500 ball club since Memorial Day, since the first 2 months of the year. And as we've said before, this season is a lesson where you can recover from one bad month, but not two. Twins won't be a factor in the race, at least in terms of competing for a postseason berth, and you just wish they'd played 500 in April and May, because hanging around 500 keeps you in the wild card race.
It sure does. It sure does. You can lose the season early, you can lose it late.
Full count to Young. Chopper to short. They might get ball came up on Carroll, and instead of being a possible double play, now Young trying for second, and he'll reach. That ball came up on Carroll, and the Tigers have a chance to open up the ball game here. They've already scored twice in the ninth.
And Carroll thinking double play, and watch this ball come up a lot more than he thought, right off the top of his glove. So Carroll, and off the left shoulder, Carroll will get an error. Second error of the inning for the Twins.
So a run in the sixth, a run in the seventh, so far a couple in the ninth. here tonight, a career high to tie the game.
Yeah, breaking ball left up right there. A big 3-run home run. Now all the 4 runs are unearned, but Willingham doesn't care. Picking up 3 RBIs with that 3-run home run, and Willingham now with 88 runs driven in. Luis Perdomo coming into the ballgame, making just his 5th appearance. Perdomo worked here on Friday night. Worked 2 2/3 innings. Gave up a couple hits, no runs with a couple walks and a couple strikeouts. The Twins lost that ball game 12-6 to the Tampa Bay Rays.
Infield in, especially at the corners here. Runners at second and third. Tigers already up by 4 runs. And Barry lifts it foul down the left field line. Barry entered the game to drop down a bunt, and he did so successfully, but the Tigers did not score in the 8th inning. 1-1.
Yeah, Barry in his rookie season with the Tigers. Signed as a free agent over the winter. Started the season in AAA Toledo, then called up on May 23rd by the Tigers.
Bouncer to short. Carroll has it come off his chest. Fires to first. In time to get him. Well, Carroll's taking a beating here. The last smash went off his left shoulder. That one looked like it got him right in the chest.
He was not going to let that ball get behind him right there. He used his body to knock this baby down. And then Bear hands it, and then quickly over to Mauer, because Barry gets that down that line very quickly. For the second time in a row, Twins are going to intentionally walk Andy Dirks.
It was Dirks who hit the home run in the 6th to put Detroit back in front by a run. And now they've added 3 more runs. That it's a 4-run lead might keep Valverde in the bullpen. It's no longer a save situation for him.
A lot depends, you know. Maybe he hasn't worked in a while either, with the Tigers losing 4 in a row.
There's Valverde. Up and away, ball 1. Laird giving Alex Avila a break behind the plate. Avila probably will start tomorrow. We expect Joe Mauer will catch tomorrow.
Yeah, I just looked it up. Valverde last pitch on Friday, so he may get in anyway. Good fastball there to even the count.
One and one to Gerald Laird. And 1-2. Fielders at third. Young's at second. Dirks is at first.
Perdomo, 28 years old, from the Dominican Republic. A little time with the Padres at the major league level in 2009 and 10.
And a tapper foul. Tigers getting a couple of runs here. A couple of Twins errors. Foul back. Two and two to Gerald Laird. Fly ball to left. Perdomo's done his job. Willingham comes in. Twins got 4 runs to make up in the bottom of the ninth. Insurance report card with the Twins down by 4.
Well, Josh Willingham hitting a career high 30th home run. Cabrera, good night at the plate. Guy that such a somebody swinging. Kind of scared Cabrera. He's having quite a night, 3 for 5. And Doug Fister, 8 very good innings.
So Valverde comes in a non-save situation. It's happened to Valverde. It's happened to a lot of closers. Sometimes they come into a situation like this and they pitch to the scoreboard.
Well, like I said, he has not pitched since last Friday in Texas, so he needs an inning right here. We'll see how he does.
He was perfect last year during the regular season. 49 for 49, and he's 22 for 26 this year. One thing we know, he's pitching to the bottom third of the Twins lineup. It is now, 7 minutes to 10. I got $5 says this half inning won't end before 10 o'clock. This guy works slow.
Yeah, we just saw Doug Fister not waste any time. And Valverde will take his time.
Strike one to Plouffe. Still looking for his first hit since coming off the disabled list. The ball hard his first time up to center field, and a ground ball to short and a pop up to second. Half swing. Did he go? Nope. 1-1. Just to get that first hit out of the way, be nice for Plouffe, regardless of whether the Twins can put together a threat here in the 9th inning. Be nice for Plouffe to come into the game tomorrow having gotten that first hit.
Right.
Swinging a foul. 1-2.
Cut off the mask of Laird.
Off the glove, then the mask. Call third strike, an off-speed pitch, and Plouffe doesn't agree with it. We'll have a word or two with Alan Porter as he walks to the dugout.
Well, Plouffe can't believe it. Let's take a look at the pitch right here, see what Fox Track says. Little cutter. Verdi picks up a strikeout.
So one down, and that brings up Jamie Carroll. Reached on an error, leading off the third. Since then, a couple of swinging strikeouts against Doug Fister. Right down the middle of strike. And now foul back, 2 strikes. Carroll starting the last couple games at short for Brian Dozier. Dozier might be in the lineup tomorrow for the day game. One and two.
It's amazing what different pitchers have for routines. Valverde, again, he works very slow, but when he comes, he works out of that set position. He'll turn his body, put the glove out, and then bring it back in. Does that split finger set?
Two and two. Twins have just one hit since Willingham's game-tying home run. Actually, 2 hits. I beg your pardon. Morneau's double in the 8th, and then Domit's double way back in the 4th. Didn't get much done against Doug Fister, who's been pitching maybe as well as he's pitched in his big league career. 2 and 2 here to Carroll.
Well, he's really what the Tigers thought they were going to get last year when he was 8-1 and 11 starts, a 1.79 ERA, and then he started the season on the disabled list pretty much with that rib cage injury. He's going to baseball very well now.
Another 2-2 to Carroll. Right at the shortstop. Peralta over the fielder, 2 down. And that'll bring Casilla to the plate. Casilla walked his last time up. 0 for 2 officially. And Casilla's average has plummeted down to 219. Strike 1.
Well, the clock here says it's 9:58. We got about a minute left.
Yeah.
Or you owe everybody $5 if this game is over.
Everybody in the ballpark, all our viewers. I think the
everybody
bet
on
was
the crew.
Just with you. You never said you'd accept the bet. Foul back, 2 strikes.
Just turned 9:59 now. And Valverde up. 0-2.
I still like my chances. I still like my chances. 2 strikes to Casilla. Twins are down to their last strike. Bounced up the line to Jerry White. 2-strike pitch to Alexi Casilla.
I just turned 10 o'clock.
And Cabrera won't get there. Trying to think what I'm going to do with my money now.
There it is, 10 o'clock.
He has thrown 14 pitches to the bottom third of the Twins lineup. Want to go double or nothing at 10:05? And Casilla busts his back. It's a base hit. So Casilla's aboard, and that brings up Ben Revere. Revere with a couple of hits in his first 2 at bats.
Well, the split finger right there. And Casilla hitting it into right field. He gets his first hit for the Twins, only their 6th. Last night they put 18 hits on the board. The game of baseball.
Casilla goes to second. Tigers don't care. Defensive indifference. And the pitch called is strike to Revere. It's fouled away. 2 strikes to Revere. With a healthy lead off second base. Tigers don't care about him there either. 0-2 to Revere. Check swing foul.
Tried to go fastball up and in, and Ben Revere got a piece of it.
18 pitches, 15 strikes for Valverde.
So they're sitting inside.
Off the plate, 1-2. And Valverde turns his back to the home plate umpire.
You see where Laird is sitting. The ball's off the plate.
1-2. And Revere hacks another one. Revere prolonging matters. And it's 10:04. Two and two. Once has been already an 11-minute inning. Facing Plouffe, Carroll, Casilla, and Revere. Two and two to Revere. Bounce to short. Peralta ends the ball game. Valverde celebrates a Tiger win. This series now tied at a game apiece. Anthony and LaPanta, the Twins got it tied with a big home run from Josh Willingham, but then after that it was all Detroit.
And the Tigers continue their dominance in the series against Minnesota with another victory tonight. Josh Willingham's 30th home run, a milestone. We'll take a closer look at that. Hear from Gardy next on Twins Live.